Hello everyone, this is Rakesh here and once again welcome to my PL SQL tutorial. In this tutorial we are going to discuss the DDL trigger. In that we are going to see what exactly the DDL trigger, why exactly we require the DDL trigger, how you can drop the DDL trigger and how you can alter the DDL trigger, and at last I am going to show you one practical example. In that I am going to do the demo of the same. Okay, so this is the thing which we are going to discuss in this session. So let's begin. So guys, let's start our today's discussion and let's understand what exactly the DDL trigger is. So guys, DDL trigger is nothing but it is a store program which will execute automatically at the DDL activity. And DDL activity can be your create table, alter table, truncate table. So these are the DDL activities, correct? So some of the more DDL activities are there, but these are the some of the example. Okay, so if any of this activity happened or triggered or fired in our database or a schema, then one store program will automatically execute. So that is nothing but your DDL trigger. I hope you have understood what exactly the DDL trigger is. Now let's understand this with the help of one practical example. For that I need to take one requirement. And what is that requirement? That requirement is nothing but whenever in my database any DDL activity happen, then I wanted to execute this store program automatically. So that is my requirement. So how you can achieve? You can achieve this with the help of DDL trigger. So that is nothing but your DDL trigger. Now you can ask me one question, boss, why exactly we require the DDL trigger? Maybe various reason for that. Maybe I wanted to monitor who all the triggering the DDL activities in the database or a schema. Okay, or maybe I wanted to do some automation, or maybe I wanted to do, if certain activity happen, then do so and so thing. So this kind of automation or something kind of this kind of activity you wanted to do, then in that case you have to go with the DDL activity. Okay, means in short what I can say that it's all depends upon your requirement. If something happen, then please execute some store program automatically. So in that case you have to go with the DDL trigger. Okay guys, and that is why we require the DDL trigger. So I hope you have understood what exactly the DDL trigger is and why exactly we require. So guys, now let's move on to the next thing, which is nothing but your practical part. And in order to write the program, we have to understand the syntax and we need to know the syntax. So let's understand the syntax first and then we will write the program. Okay guys, so for that I need to go to my whiteboard. Okay, so let me go to my whiteboard. So guys, what I will do, I will first write over here the definition of the DDL trigger and then I will write the syntax of the same. Okay, so guys, as you can see on your screen, this is the definition of the DDL trigger, and I'm not going to explain this definition again and again because you will be get bored, and over here just you can read it out and you can understand. Okay guys, so let me move on to the next thing, which is nothing but your syntax part of the DDL trigger. So guys, as you can see on your screen, this is the syntax of the DDL trigger. So let's understand this syntax, what exactly it says, and let me start with the very first line, which is nothing but this one. Okay, so let me write that line over here. So what exactly this line means, over here it tells that please create the trigger or replace the trigger if already exists with the same name. Okay, so over here create says that create the trigger, replace says that replace the trigger if the same trigger or if the with the same name, if the trigger is already exist, then please replace with the new definition. Okay, and after that you need to write over here trigger word. It shows that this is the trigger kind of program. Okay, and after that you can give the trigger name, whatever the trigger name you wanted to give, you can give XYZ ABCD, whatever you wanted to give. Okay, so that is nothing but your first line. So let me write over here same thing. Now moving on to the next thing, which is nothing but your before and after. Okay, so over here I have placed one line, so that means one of them you can mention before or after, both you cannot mention together. Okay guys, so this is the thing I just wanted to tell about the line number 2. Okay, and over here what exactly the before and what exactly the after means, so let's understand one by one. So what exactly the before means? Before means it tells that boss, please execute whatever the trigger I am writing before executing my DDL statement. Okay, and after is just reverse of the before. Okay, before tell that after tells that boss, please execute this DDL trigger after executing my DDL statement. So that is nothing but your before and after. Okay, so let me write the same thing over here. Now moving on to the third line, which is nothing but your operational part. Okay, so this third line, what it says that in what all the cases or in what all the scenarios this trigger will be get executed. So over here I have written create, alter and truncate, means whatever the trigger I am writing over here, if any of this statement execute, then only then this trigger will be get executed, otherwise it won't be get executed. So let's say for example I haven't mentioned over here drop statement. Okay, so in the drop statement this won't be get executed, and over here drop is nothing but your DDL statement, correct? If I will remove over here this alter and truncate, then it will be get executed only in case of the create. Okay, instead of this you can mention only DDL, so that it will cover everything, or I can say that all the DDL activity of the your PL SQL programming. Okay, now let me write the same over here. Now moving on to the next thing, which is nothing but this one. Okay, so on database or schema, again you can write only one of them, database or schema level. So what it tells that at what level this trigger is writing, at the database level or at the schema level. Okay, so that is nothing but this one. And after that, as usual, the normal PL SQL block begin, declare, begin and end. In the declare section you can write anything whatever you wanted to write. You can declare the variable over here, and in between the begin and end you can write the logic, whatever the logic you wanted to write, means over here what you wanted to do by your program, that you need to write over here in between the begin and end section. Okay guys, so this is all about the syntax part. I hope you have understood. Now let's move on to the next thing, which is nothing but your writing of the DDL trigger. Okay guys, so guys, before we start our writing the DDL trigger, let's decide the what exactly we wanted to achieve, or let's decide the our requirement. So guys, what is our requirement? Our requirement is nothing but whenever any DDL activity happen in my database, then I wanted to have one record inside this table. Okay, inside this table I wanted to have one record, and what is that information I wanted? I wanted this information. You can see over here on the your screen, this is the information I want. Let me expand over here. So you can see over here DDL date, DDL user, event type, object type, means it is a table or view or synonym, what kind of stuff it has been performed over here. After that, object name, in case of the table name key will come, in case of the view name will come, in case of the synonym will come. So this information I wanted, and I wanted to have some printf statement, okay, specific to the operation. So that is what I wanted whenever any DDL activity happen in my database. Okay, so let me repeat in short what I wanted to have such a kind of functionality in which if any DDL activity happen in my database, then I wanted to have one record into the schema audit table, and I wanted to print some statement. Okay, so that is my requirement. Now how you can achieve? You can achieve with the help of DDL trigger. Okay, so let's write the DDL trigger. So how you can write the DDL trigger? So what is the very first thing you need to write over here? So you need to write over here create or replace, then trigger, and then trigger name you can mention anything whatever you wanted to mention. So let me mention this trigger name only, which I have earlier used. So this is my trigger name. Now next thing what I need to do, I need to mention the before or after, one of them you can mention. So let me execute before the DDL statement. Okay, so what I will write over here, I will write the before statement. After that, what I need to do, I need to mention the operation. So I wanted to have in all the cases, or I wanted to have in all the DDL activity, correct? So over here simply I can mention over here DDL. Instead of this, I can mention all over here, drop or create, something like that. All I can mention all the DDL activity, but I do not want it to have that much pain. So simply what I will write over here, DDL. Okay. After that, what you need to mention? You need to mention on database level or schema level. So I wanted to have on my database level, correct? So that is only our requirement. So I will mention over here database. Okay. After that, what you need to write? You need to simply write the declare and begin, and inside that you need to write the logic. Okay. So let me write over here declare. Okay, and then begin and then end. This is you wanted to do. Okay, and inside the your inside the your begin and end, what logic you wanted to write? Our logic is to have the one record inside the schema table, correct? And this is the information I want. This is the information I want, correct? So what I need to write? I need to write over here simply one insert statement which will insert the record into this table. Okay, instead of this you can write anything as per your requirement. Okay guys, just for the sake of explanation I am taking this logic. Okay, but logic can be differ from the requirement to requirement. Okay, so what I will do, I will simply copy paste my insert statement so that I won't waste the time over here. Okay, so you can see over here, and let me print all these statements as well. So what I will do over here, I will copy that as well. So what I will do, I will simply copy paste over here, and then after that I will explain. Okay, so I have declared some variable so that I can capture the information. Okay, after that what I have done, I have used this global variable, I can say that, or by default environment variable which is available in the PL SQL programming. So over here this will give the event, what kind of event is happening, whether it is create, drop, alter, what kind of event is happening. So this is nothing but my global variable or environment variable. This will give me the object type, what kind of object it is, whether it is table, view, or what kind of object it is. It will give the object name, whether if in case of the table it will give the table name, in case of the view it will give the view name. Okay, and at what date it is happening. So I am using the simply sysdate. Okay, so over here I'm done with my requirement, and this is the only our requirement. So guys, what is happening over here, I'm printing something, and then I'm inserting into the schema audit table. Okay, and schema audit table is already exist and I have already created, so that is I have taken the assumption. Okay, now I'm done with my DDL trigger. Now let me compile over here. So as you can see on your screen, this got compiled. Okay, now it's time to run it, or it's time to execute this. So this should be automatically get executed, correct, upon the executing any of the DDL activity, correct. So let me execute and let me show you. So what I will do over here, let me create the table, this table, my EMP table from the employee table. So this statement will create this table. So whatever the trigger I have written over here, this should go automatically get executed. Okay, so before that let me show you over here, there is no record over here. correct? You can see over here. Now if I will execute this, then there will be one automatic record will come. Okay, so you can see over here something is wrong over here. Name is already used by the existing object, so let me use something else. Okay, so let me use over here 1 2 3. Okay, so this is the table I am using. Now let me create. So you can see over here this statement came. So performing operation create on object table, name of object this one, and on which date, which is nothing but this is the statement. Okay, after that this statement could have executed, so it will insert the row into this table. So let me show you over here. So you can see over here there is one information came into the schema ID table, and that is what I wanted to achieve. So this was my requirement, and this I have achieved. Okay, so what exactly happened over here? So this is the DDL activity. As soon as this got fired over here, this whatever the trigger I have written, that got executed. Okay, and what it did, it inserted one record into the schema audit table, which is nothing but this one. Okay, and anytime if I will execute any DDL activity, then what happen, again this will get executed, and again one record will be come over here. Okay, so let me truncate this table. Okay, so let me show you over here. So you can see over here again one more printf statement came, and over here it should be the 2 row. So you can see over here. So this is how the DDL trigger works. So exactly again what happened over here, I have triggered this statement. Okay, and then as soon as I have triggered this one, this program got executed automatically. So that is nothing but your DDL trigger. I hope you have understood now what exactly the DDL trigger and how exactly you need to write it. Okay, now what is left in my agenda? So I am done with the theory part, I am done with the syntax part, I am done with the practical part. Okay, now how you can alter it? So simply if you wanted to alter, then what you can do, so what you can do over here, so let me remove this one. Okay, or maybe let me remove this one. So so over here what I will do, I will simply use over here trigger name, and alter means if I want I can disable and enable. So over here it will enable, and if I'll write over here disable, then it won't be get executed. Okay, so let me show you that as well. So if I will execute, so you can see over here I have altered the trigger, means I have disabled this trigger, means this won't be get executed whenever I will fire any drop statement. Okay, so let me fire any drop statement, and let me show you the same thing. Okay, over here, so maybe let me truncate table, and then my emp underscore 123, correct, 1234 I think, correct. So this was my table. So let me fire this one, and now you can see over here this got executed. You can see over here this got executed, but there will be no row in the schema audit table, which is nothing but this one. Okay, there will be no row. 2 row already is there, but 3rd row won't come, because 3rd time I have executed the truncate statement, correct. So the previous 2 rows should be there, no, not the 3 rows. So you can see over here only 2 rows are there, which was the previous records, correct. Now one more time, let me show you one more time. Again I have executed, again you can see over here there is no, only 2 rows is there, which is previous one. Okay, so this is nothing but how you can alter. Instead of you can enable also, just mention over here enable keyword. After that, how you can drop the trigger? So simply I can drop the trigger like this. Okay, so let me drop over here. So what I need to do, I need to mention over there the trigger name. Okay, and then if I will fire, then you can see over here it got dropped. Now it won't be available for me. Okay, it is got deleted from the database. Now guys, one more thing I just wanted to tell you, as soon as you compile this trigger, then the entry will come into the all underscore trigger table. Okay, so that I haven't mentioned over here, but let me take that table, okay, so that you won't miss that part as well. So over here, exactly what is the table name? Bob underscore triggers. Yes, this is the table which is I am talking about. Okay, so guys, what I was telling you is that so as soon as I compile any trigger, then entry will be get registered into this table. So you can see over here, all the triggers will be over here, system trigger as well as the user defined trigger as well. Okay, so that is the thing I just wanted to tell, and this we have already discussed in the previous session, so I won't discuss this in the detail. Okay, so you have to refer my previous video, guys. So after that, what is left? Yes, assignment part you need to tell me, and in the comment box. Okay, how to disable all triggers on any table? So that is the question for you. Okay, and you need to tell me in the comment box what is the command for that. And one more question for you guys, that whether we can call the store program or store procedure in the trigger or not. So that you need to tell me in the comment box. Okay guys, so two question for you in order to tell me in the comment box. Thank you so much for watching for the video. Bye bye, take care.